This lens really put the art on 7artisans. Hi, I'm Gabi from Ray Studios, and today I'll be reviewing the 7artisans 35mm f1.4. First, let's take it out of the box. The box itself looks different than most other 7artisan boxes. It looks a bit more luxurious. There is a chart where you can calibrate your lens for different rangefinders, like that's the case with most Leica M cameras. And look at this. Look at that carrying cage for the lens. As luxurious as it can get. This is leather, it's padded, offers a lot of protection for the lens, and there is even an extra slot to put an SD card. We also have the tools to do the calibration on the lens, and there is also as well included in this box the adapter for Canon RF mounts. That's because 7artisans know that I have a Canon R6 and they wanted to send me this so I can try it also on my Canon EOS R6 camera. The lens got wrapped in this plastic bag. That's to protect it from moisture and dust. And look at the lens, it's a scene of beauty. It's all made of metal with a metal lens cap and a metal mount. There is also a mini lens hood, of course, also made of metal, and it's retractable. You can just put it back when you don't need it and just push it forward if you need a lens hood. We have a focus ring that turns very smoothly, and we also have the aperture ring that also turns very smoothly, and it has clicks, but you can barely feel the clicks. It's kind of like the perfect compromise between having clicks and not having clicks. I really like it. It would be pretty useful for video, and you know, it's quite useful for photographers as well, since you know in which aperture you are shooting. I already have mounted on my Canon EOS R6, so you get a better idea of size. I'm using the 7artisans M to RF adapter, since this lens is exclusive for the Leica M mount cameras. This is a fully manual lens, so you have to dial the aperture and focus yourself. 35mm is my favorite focal range by far. It's what I use most of the time, especially for video. It's not too wide that get too much barrel distortion, and you can use it for pretty much any case scenario. The images that this lens produces are simply stunning. It's optically speaking great, with very little to no barrel distortion, and vignetting is very well controlled at f1.4, and it totally clears up once you stop down to f2 and f2.8. I was not expecting this lens to be this sharp. At f1.4 there is just a little bit of softness at the very edge of the corners, and as you stop it down a bit, it sharpens right away, getting very detailed looking pictures. The bokeh renders beautifully, soft and in some cases wide open. I noticed a bit of a swirly pattern, very reminiscent of some legacy lenses. With the hood on, there isn't much lens flare, and without the lens hood, the flare presents itself wide and soft. That can look very cinematic for videos. By now you probably realize that I really like this lens. In fact, I think this is quite probably one of 7artisans' best lenses ever made. It's both optically high performance and full of character. And they managed to make it compact, lightweight and very well priced. It's almost perfect. Yeah, almost, since the minimum focal distance is far from ideal at 65 centimeters. I would really like to see a Mark II version of this lens sometime in the future with a closer minimum focal distance and available in other mounts as well. By the way, I previously done a video comparing this lens with the TT-Artisans 35mm f1.4. You can click right here to go watch it now. If you want to buy this lens, as usual, links in the description down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I would really appreciate if you do, and it will help this channel quite a lot. This is Gabi from Ray Studios. I'll catch you up on the next video.